What's going on, y'all? So the third frame in the Unkillable series is going to be Nidus, and Nidus, my god, this dude is amazing, okay? And you know what? He's the only frame in the game that you can clearly see his dong, okay? The only one. I mean, yeah, you could argue Rhino or Volt, sure, absolutely. There's her big, but there's her square, dude. His looks like somebody like trying to climb out of a sheet, you know? Like if you were wearing a turtleneck sweater and you had a bald dude like with a really big head try to stick his head through that turtleneck sweater, but it couldn't get all the way out. That's what Nidus is looking like. We'll just look at it here in a second. But anyways, I had a guy on the comment section of the last fashion frame. He said his name was Derek Woods, so I just wanted to give him a shout out because the idea for a symbiote for Nidus was his idea. He said, are you able to make some Nidus Chrome Octavia skins? I really like the symbiote looks fashion frames. I feel these would work really good, and he was absolutely right. I don't know why I never thought of Nidus as a symbiote, but this is Carnage Nidus, and it looks pretty much like Carnage. In fact, it's really spot on. I'm really surprised at how much it looks like this. You can obviously alter up the color schemes if you want to make them look a little bit different, but this is going to be a Pox build, okay? So Pox strips all of the armor almost instantly. So you gang the dudes up like that with your 2, and then you just throw some Pox on them, and then you hit them with your 1, which is the foot stomp, and it's going to wreck shop because your 1 starts weakening against armor pretty early on. Like once you hit like an hour or so, it's really going to be less and less effective. So if you have the Pox to strip that armor, it's going to allow you to play for 3 hours or so and still kill these guys with your first ability. Alright, so let's go ahead and check and see exactly how powerful some of these are, but just real quick, that looks like Carnage. That looks just like Carnage, dude. I know he has on some white pants, but other than the white pants, dude, that's looking like Carnage, y'all. And let's not forget this, the most important thing here. Dude, look at that wiener, bro. You tell me they did not do that on purpose. That's absolutely on purpose. You can't think anything other than that was on purpose. Okay, but here we go. So Nidus's 2 is Larva, and that's what that giant octopus tentacle hentai porn thing going on is. That is his second ability, and it is extremely effective. Like, it can get crazy range. And that number you see on the bottom right that's ticking down, those are your mutation stacks. For the amount of enemies that are interacting with your abilities, you're going to gain mutation stacks. When you die, you will lose 15 mutation stacks. When you use your third ability, you will use 3. When you use your fourth ability, you use 3, and when you use your third ability, you will use 1. So your third ability is whenever you shoot out that tentacle looking thing and it attaches to an enemy and it gives you like a bunch of health damage reduction, and that's God, I can't talk. Parasitic Link, and Parasitic Link is extremely effective. You do need a certain amount of power strength in order to get the effect from that, and the power strength is also going to affect the damage output of your first ability, which is Virulence. I believe it's pronounced Virulence. So here's what you do, guys. You hit them with your 2, your Larva, sucks them all in, then you throw Pox all over them, and then you stomp the ground with your 1. And that's going to massacre these fools, as you can see. Okay? Like, it's absolutely crazy. And while you're standing in this little, standing in your 4, you're going to just be regenerating so much health that it's going to be near impossible to kill you. So just make sure that your 4 is active as much as possible. That is your Ravenous is what it's called. As you can see here, I'm just letting them take down my stacks just so I can show you, okay? And just because some of those things have hit before, look, it just is counting all the way back up to the top. So when you have high level enemies, you can get it up to 100 with just this one group of enemies because it's not going to be killing them. Now something really interesting is, when you get those creepy little bugs that come out and start walking around with your 4, if those jump on the enemies and you use your 1 to hit on that enemy, it will pop that bug and it'll give you all these extra stacks. So you always want to have your 4 out. Even though it takes 3 stacks away, it's going to help build up your stacks much, much faster. Okay, so here's the build I was using for this particular one. Okay, Larva Burst is a must because you want to be able to turn this off when you want to. Now, by when I say it's a must, it's not really a must, okay? It just depends on how comfortable you are. I think for newer players, that's a really good one to have on there, so when more guys come in the room, you can gang them all up immediately. You can immediately trigger your 2 again, your larva. It'll blow it up, and before they can ever stand up, you can have thrown out another one, and you will be getting their ass. So, really interesting. Look at the extra ability strength I'm getting, okay? I don't have that much ability strength and mods. I only have 2 strength mods, Secrets and Fortitude. But I'm still getting that boost because Nidus has all kinds of extra rank bonuses that you can. So here we go. Here's the Pox build that I am using. This is really basic. My Riven isn't anything too special. It's a multi-shot status chance, which is all you'd want for the Pox. But you just need Corrosive, okay? You want Corrosive. That is all. If you want to throw something else on there, I suppose you can, but it's just going to make the Corrosive take longer. So Corrosive with the Pox is amazing. You don't need Blast. And look at that, dude. That is Carnage. If you don't think that's Carnage, man, well, you're right, because it's Nidus, but it looks a lot like him, okay? So back to the locker room. This is what I'm talking about, okay? You use your larva, your 2, and that's like 20 dudes, man, okay? That's like... I don't know, I'm not going to say what that's like, but you guys know what I'm saying. So you get the 20 dudes all to pile onto each other, you know, just nut to butt, and then you hit them with the Pox and they just explode. These are level 155s. And these are the corrupted as well. So it's not like this is extra armor, takes way more hits to kill them than it would a regular Grineer unit. Take 1 stomp probably to kill a regular Grineer unit. These corrupted dudes, they're going hard, dude. They got like an extra set of shoulder pads on, and they don't got like the Hill Country Fair shoulder pads. They got the Nikes, you know, they got the name brand stuff. So anyways, something else I wanted to point out is, see when I tag that dude, if you get him in a ball and then you use your 3 to get that 90% damage reduction by tagging yourself to an enemy, check it out. Whenever you stomp, he creates a stomp line as well. He creates one of those virulence lines in whichever direction you're aimed at, so it'll cross paths at the area that you're aimed at. That's extremely effective for building stacks much faster, and it's doing double the damage, obviously. So if you don't want to tag an enemy, if you want to like throw your like creepy little long tentacle on one of your buddies you're playing with because you're just weird like that, you absolutely can. I think he gets like a 50% damage increase. Obviously this is scaling with power strength, so I'm not sure what the exact stats are and exactly how much damage increase he's going to get, because I never use it, because a 90% damage reduction is just far more beneficial. Now, lastly, I just wanted to show how mobile you can be with Nidus. A lot of people feel like you kind of have to camp around with Nidus, but you really don't have to, and I really couldn't because of the tile set I was playing on, or the one that spawned. Selkie is a great place for doing solo survivals, but it just so happened that I got the worst tile set build in the history of tile set builds for doing solo survival. It was just awful. There was literally nowhere to chill out, so I had to run through the tile set pretty much the entire time. And you can do that so long as you keep tagging dudes with your 3. You got to get your 3 going to keep yourself alive, but your 2 can just save you at any moment. There's enemies around, you just throw your 2 out and suck them all up. And even like that, see, even if I only got 1 guy there, I can tag them with my 3, so everyone else that's shooting me, I'm getting that huge amount of damage reduction. And you can also see how much faster the enemies are dying here than they were with the Corrupted, because the Corrupted have all that extra armor. So just always keep that in mind. Overall, I would say this is the best build for beginners because you don't have to worry about anything. You don't need to worry about, like, you know, armor or anything like that with Nidus, really. I mean, you're getting so much health back. There are a few different options you can do for range, or if you want to add just more health mods. I really just don't recommend the steel fiber, the armor mods, unless if you're doing late game. Okay, if you're staying for an hour or 2, I wouldn't recommend them. They're just not beneficial enough. But overall, Nidus, God, he's just so good. It truly amazing, this frame. Whoever came up with him was just, you know, genius level for a while. Just the most synergy of any frame in this game. Super fun to play with and really easy for newer players to get in here. because you have that damage reduction, you know, just be able to play for a really long time without having to worry about dying. But anyways, guys, that is going to be all for me. I hope y'all enjoy the video. I really hope you give this build a try. I will be throwing other Nidus builds out because there are other builds that are better for certain situational things, but overall just a really good one that's fairly easy to use, that you can go at least 3 hours and still be doing pretty good. Well, at least 2 hours for everybody. Some people 3, okay? We'll leave it at that. Anyways, guys, I will be doing some giveaway here soon. I'm just trying to figure out how I can get people's info to do like plat giveaways or maybe even a prime access giveaway sometime. I really just don't know how to figure out the logistics of making sure the person who's supposed to win actually gets the item, you know? If anybody got some ideas for that, like, let me know. I'd be interested to know how people actually do that. Anyways, I will be back soon. Until next time, peace. Hey, stop looking at Nidus's dong, dude. Come on, y'all. Nasty.